Howdy and welcome to Sunburnt Gaming. Today we are continuing our Mage the Awakening game set in the 1920s Sydney, where our Cabal are leaders of a razor gang. They took control about a year ago. We've just had a sort of start of the time skip. We've gone over a lot of the elements, but there's still one crucial element remaining. With a one also not so crucial, but still very useful for Mike one. So I think we might start with the very quick one for Mike. Then we'll get into the big focus of the session, which is creating the Sanctum. So quickly, this will be a short scene, Mike, but so over the course of the year, you haven't been very focused as a guardian, but there has been at least one time where they've given you a mission that very much aligned with certain sides of your character.
Okay.
So the guardians have found that there is a cult of sorts that has been set up by the seers and is being managed by them with the mindset of you're meant to investigate it and disrupt their operations. They're called the Sons of John, and it's being led by a seer named Father Wrath. He was using wounded spirits of anger, hate, wrath to manipulate his cultists into very hateful monsters. So you were sent to disrupt it. Go undercover into this cult.
Damn, I can do that, unless they need me to say smart things.
Because you had a spirit of, violence attached to you already.
I'm meant to be?
Yeah, they're like, wait, what's this? Oh, he's already,
I was here the whole time. Clearly.
It meant that whenever, he tried to put, an angry spirit onto you, if he wasn't too subtle about it, that spirit would then just get fucking punched by yours.
Dude, the spirit would eat it and become bigger.
Yes.
And eventually I would be the possessor. That's too smart for experience. Go punch spirit.
Yes, you're correct, Matt. Because spirits you become more what they are what they eat.
Matt said something? Oh my god, he's so quiet.
He said a thing.
He turned up.
But yes, you're able to disrupt these guys using the great power of obliviousness and probably your razor made of ectoplasm.
True.
After you disrupt this cult, Father Wrath does get away and sort of goes back into the fold of his pylon. His pylon being...
They're all going to have some names that I don't like anymore.
No, it's just the family, of course. They're right.
Oh.
Thank you, past me. I mean, their names are Brother Ash, Mother Lies, Father Wrath, and Sister Butterfly. So,
sure, that's not bad compared to last time.
Not a fan of the overly poetic names.
Oh, they're so long, I don't remember any of them.
But you do get some loot.
Yes! Yes!
In addition to your Red Fist getting stronger, but also angrier, which is sort of loot, but not directly. Not the ones that experience would give us care about.
I don't think
the ones that you actually care about appears to be a smoking thing. What are they called?
Pipe.
It's not exactly a pipe. There's a special word for it. It's for when you do incense and you smoke that.
Censer.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so it's a censer.
Genius.
That they were using with certain chemicals to just stimulate the cult. And you found, during your time amongst them, that this censer is actually a grimoire.
Okay.
This grimoire is sort of, rather than having spells, it has a legacy in it. Simply by lighting the proper incense in there, taking in the smoke, your mage sight and high speech design sensors can actually pass like a mixture between vibe and knowledge that gives you some sort of okay, this is some sort of legacy of summoning my demons and controlling them but embracing them, summoning up your raw vices and just being yeah, no, this is me. I don't need to rigidly control them because they are me.
Ooh.
And this is out of character. It's basically a way to join the Ashmanadai. I don't actually remember the full name. Benny Ashmadai. Without needing to have an official tutor.
Yeah, it'd be hard to get one, considering they're mostly evil.
Yes, at least in this city. In this Sydney, it's a Seer legacy rather than the Silver Ladder one.
Not compared to the other Sydney.
There are multiple Sydneys, but I was more meaning it's by default, it is a Silver Ladder.
Oh.
Legacy.
Okay.
It's just to make things simpler on me, I only have a certain number of legacies.
True.
I think I have 50. I think I've got 50 legacies in the city.
You say it like it's not a large amount.
Yeah, most people don't go to that level of detail, but when every single mage is in a legacy, that's a lot of legacies.
So
beneficial for anyone.
What?
I just said is this so beneficial for anyone?
Yeah, that extra ruling is just nuts.
True.
So yes, half of our group are currently in legacies, and the remaining 2 are on their way to getting them.
I'm learning.
And with that, I think we'll move on to the Sanctum. So, previously, during the awakening of Domino, their house mysteriously burnt down. Then, they found that it had become its fireplace had become a hallow and a raw source of magical power. Eventually, they exploded it. Not on purpose, but it was magical accident.
I tried to get an intruder out.
Some inside might feel like it was on purpose, to be honest.
Well, I didn't target the fireplace. I just targeted the house.
Yeah. Just hypothetically, the person inside may have thought that it was, pretty on purpose, and that, don't blow it out of proportion.
I feel like there would have ways to avoid the situation. I think.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, the fault lies with Domino and no one else.
It's important to remember it got beats, which is the most important.
Sorry, my bad.
It was a beat generator.
Justified.
Yeah. And we get even more beats by building it again.
Yes, that is true. So after blowing up the house and investigating it, they found that there's a ley line where they both connect and come back here. And it sort of overflows with raw elemental power. You guys are now building a proper real sanctum. So you don't have to just meet in people's houses anymore. And you are building it on this same site. I've said that each of you can have 2 sort of features each for this house, just for free, that we assume that you guys got and built towards over the course of the year. When it comes to this first initial part, I think I'll just ask Anthony a few questions. Random nerd. So, what is the general design of this place? Because from what I heard, you're doing a lot of the organizing and manual labor of this sanctum.
Yeah. Actually, we didn't decide if it was if John Dow could just help build some of it,
That's lasting, right?
I'll give you mana for it.
I suppose I could help. That's
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't make material, so I need still need to buy the stuff.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
I can make it better, and forge it.
Just to think over the years, we just managed to buy the materials, and it'll just be drawn into place.
We're mobsters. We should have a lot of cement.
Exactly. We roll a gang. It's we get lots of money.
Yeah. Because we're gangsters.
Crime.
Yeah.
Crime pays.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Stay out of school, kids.
Stay out of school and stay in crime.
2 questions. One, is this? I assume this place is primarily wood, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is accurate. So so it is.
Super flammable one.
Oh,
yeah.
at the time, actually, 1920s. What other materials can you get, like brick?
So yeah, I'm wondering, what sort of building is it? Is it like a mansion? Is it a standard witchy house? Is it a very discreet cottage? What is it like the sort of old fashioned row house you would see in old school Sydney?
It's bigger than that. It's the land I had it on was actually a lot of empty land to just expand it, but it was just like a single cottage amongst a grass plain.
Oh, and sandstone. That would be the other big material. Because of Piedmont was primarily sandstone mine.
Ah, right.
That's why so many buildings in Sydney are made using sandstone.
I was thinking it's just like a 2-story. Oh, actually, I saw this type of
Oh, is there an image?
Yeah, I've been trying to find a bunch of them online. This is like one of them I ran across, the Californian style.
Okay. Oh yes, okay.
Yeah. We don't have time to expand it to 2 stories, and then we have the basement as well.
Yep, sounds fine to me. Okay, so that's the general. Especially now that they're a forge master.
Yeah. Brutalism, unfortunately, isn't made yet.
Oh,
Until
no.
1950s, that we can't make the concrete jungle.
One of your goals can be invent concrete.
It's not invented, it's just the style.
Long-term aspiration. Concrete.
So we've got the basic layout, and people are starting to build it. It's got these multiple levels. You're getting materials in. It sounds like you guys are starting to maybe leverage your gang connections to help with this. Do you guys make some inroads to connect the gang to laborers a bit more?
Do the whole mafia union connection?
Correct. Do you start investing in construction?
It might be a big business in the future.
What do you think, guys?
I think that the city is growing. Great source. Great connection.
You sort of ruined the perception of unions for the next several decades.
Yeah, I will.
As crime bosses, do we care?
Do we want to be in the punchline of a Simpsons joke or something? There was
our legacy will live on.
When's the union's rep? Oh, well, he said he was going to clean up the union. You see a unmarked grave.
Oh no.
And that was the episode where Homer became the union rep, right?
Yeah.
That's why he needed to fill the spot, because the other guy just mysteriously disappeared.
And to clean up the union.
Oh, that's the dental plan episode.
Yeah. They gave away for a free pick of beer.
At least it needs braces.
Terrible plan.
Okay, so it's a bit divided on it.
I guess role-playing wise, I don't see the issue. There's no way for me to know,
I have time
the future.
magic.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. It would actually aid the gang a decent amount that you guys have a very powerful fate time mage.
I'm better at fate than time. Yeah.
Now I think we'll go through just some of the features. What are the main big elements that we have for this sanctum? Because to make it a proper sanctum, you need some weird magic shit. So one feature that I put forward is just that you've got a resident abyssal that we discussed previously called Skur. Mainly keep out of line of sight, like they try to keep out of sight of the mages, because they want to continue existing corrupting thing.
Sounds bad.
What? There's nothing wrong with having
They
it.
seem interested in the ley line.
Don't be mean to Skur. Cute little guy.
I don't want.
Is he cute? That might save his life, you know.
It is a dog-sized sort of gorilla silhouette
Not
made
cute.
of
It's not
fire.
cute. What the heck? Dog-sized gorilla made of fire.
Aren't you a guardian?
Shut up. Don't,
Yes, in
don't
theory.
bring me into this.
Very important to remember that the Guardian always chooses for themselves what they believe is right and wrong.
And I'm always right.
There you go.
I've never been wrong.
I do expect the Guardians will probably have something to say about him over the course of the game line. But for now, yeah, so you guys have this guy. He's not always present, but every now and then he does appear and tries to keep to the periphery. Then I think we'll just go down by the standard list of like names, and we'll just see what elements people want to add to this sanctum. Okay, so Domino, are there any ideas you have? I know there were some relating to the font of elemental power and sparks that were coming out of the ley lines / where the hallow is. So what do you do with that hallow position?
I had the idea because, like, several of the ideas that we discussed will want access to, like, fire. So I was thinking we can connect that to, like, multiple different fire sources throughout the house. One to some to the basement, some to the spa and sauna room, and I want to keep the fireplace with the living room. There's also another idea from another player to I'll let her introduce it. That might also be nice for a fireplace.
Fireplace.
Does the vice room need fire?
Fireplace.
Usually, you have a fireplace, you need fire, right?
Oh no, so the ley line will sort of like connect
Oh, you
to
mean-
different
okay.
sources. Yeah.
So yeah, so there are multiple positions throughout the house that can now connect to this ley line hallowed fire.
I don't know if I need to up my prime though for this because I think I've got prime 1.
So all of these are assumed to be things that you could have cast it yourself and then like safely relinquished. You could have done deals and assistance with other mages and they helped out.
Yeah.
It could be facilitated by some sort of magic item, or it could just be long-term non-spell rituals.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different avenues you could have taken. The result, at least, is that the ley line is sort of distributed between the fires and connected to these fires.
Yeah.
So basically, wherever you are in the house, you've got this magical fire as an option to play with narrative. Could be internal heating. You can draw mana from the flames. Also, there's just like there's something to be said of like when you're even if it's just you're cooking on magic fire, like things like that. So
It runs our gas stove.
I'm cooking, all right, just not food.
Don't leave the gas on again.
No.
Okay, so that is the first one we have. Experience.
That's me.
So you have a feature. What is your idea for a feature?
Yes. My idea of the room and the feature is a ghost gate area where, you have to become half living dead to send your soul into this ghost gate thing. So you take some drugs and you get stoned or whatever, and then an out-of-body experience. Hey, that's mine then. You go. Whoosh.
Okay,
Yep.
I like it. That will probably help, given. It seems like a very useful long-term investment to me, because two of our characters currently have aspirations relating to the underworld, so I can definitely see some ghost stuff being aided by that.
Yes.
Also, I imagine that could be useful for just trippy out-of-body experiences. Question. Now, this isn't a question that experience in character would know, because he's not the smartest or brightest.
Thank God. Okay, I don't have to respond in character. Why did it take me so long to say that? Anyway, yeah.
So, is this a magical effect that is safe to do with mages and sleepwalkers, or can it be done safely with sleepers? Like, if you bring a gangmate over and they go into this room and start, like if Jackson comes over, your mate,
Jackson, yeah, I remember Jackson.
will his soul and mind break from this?
You know what? Probably. It works on everyone. Sure.
Okay, well, so
feel
it
like-
works on everyone, but does it break their mind?
Damn, I get to choose. You know what? It's up to them. Per user experience.
That is cosmologically interesting, because that means that it is not necessarily supernal.
Yeah. Ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Yes.
I like the idea that it's left up to chance.
I don't think it's necessarily. Well, when I said up to user experience, I don't think it's necessarily chance. It's more like on the person. Like, what's his face? Me. Experience has a lot of resolve. So I think they could handle it, and Jackson might because they have
Okay, so
doing this.
it's a potentially traumatic experience. It's potentially overwhelming. But it's not necessarily because it's supernal. It's not like the little shard of the curse, the abyss in them is attacking them. It's because it's a psychedelic, trippy experience of going into the ghost dimension.
Yeah, I think that fits with the theme more, because you could have theoretically you can have that happen with any sort of drug use, and how some people blah blah blah. So I think that fits with what I'm going for there.
Okay. Now I think we'll move to Xiandao. What sort of feature do you think would be good to have for this sanctum?
Like a smithy, I want the furnace to be connected to one of the fires.
So you're going to have this... It's basically never going to run out because of this. And it does mean that you're using a sort of Hallow Manor forge. Well, I guess the forge itself isn't mana, just the furnace.
Oh, well, I guess the forge then, yeah. With so mana fired forge by smithy.
That does sound useful.
I might have to. Well, we should probably have a bunch of chimneys anyway. We got a lot of fires. So I probably want that on a smoking.
So, this is something Skur could actually assist with. So Skur, I think while you're building or planning, you're making the basement. And while you're doing this, you begin to see bits of dirt and dust from this underground area reshape into sort of like into various like messages, and they offer the secret of smokeless fire. No need for chimney.
I ignore it. That's smokeless fire sounds like an abyssal thing.
You need a chimney for just.
Technically, it's probably a gas fire, but still, that's I don't trust them abyssals.
There'll be a chimney for aesthetic purposes.
Well, no. The chimney will be needed for physical purposes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Santa has to come down. So. Not sure where that came from, to be honest.
I need to find a way to turn off the fire during Christmas.
Oh god.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Just sets off all the wards. Okay, so
we've got an intruder!
Okay, so you guys have your smithy now, which should aid your master craftsmen as they attempt to create a legendary sword. Finally, Snake Eyes, is there a certain element you would like added to this sanctum?
I would like a gambling room that's very nice for the Fae to come along and play some games. Specifically, probably a domain, or however you say that word.
Domain is correct.
Should
It's just spelt weird.
spell it normally,
So,
yeah, that's my general idea on that.
okay, so as a broader topic, I guess then, is this the only soulstone in the building? Are other people? Does anyone else want to like either use one of their features for a soulstone, for a domain?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, I think I'll hold off on it. I had a secondary idea for like a room, well, a vibe, maybe across multiple rooms, which was like
Okay.
a vice. I wrote down the vice room. That also fits with the new legacy thing as well, and I feel like put a soulstone in that would be neat. You know, put an essence of your
Question: What is a vice room? So this sanctum has a drug den and a gambling den.
For lack of a better explanation, it's like a rec room where everyone can indulge in their vices.
Just get willpower back.
That, but also it's like I feel like when you're there, it's like it's sort of becoming of you. It's not overpowering, but
This is the
like
vibe
verging on
element
it.
you are meaning.
Yeah, because it also fits in a lot of the rooms, like the drug thing, the gambling den, the spa. You know, if your vice is laziness and whatever.
I'm vain, so like I need someone to tell me how good I am.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like because it's so general, it can fit everywhere.
Does fit our cabal
Does
vibe
the
quite
sanctum
well.
have a butler?
Guys, we should get a butler.
Does it have to be a
Ask one
human
of the
butler?
gang members.
Skur is our butler. The little fire gorilla.
I don't think he's gonna agree to that. Or they.
If you can
I
get a
mean-
butler, sure, but I'm not getting one. Like
Get a little
myself.
butler outfit. No, it's on fire.
God.
Okay, so that is at least one for everyone. And we already know what the second one Mike had come up with then.
I mean, if I can just send it now. Actually, why not? Why hold on? Experience, as soon as he would have this idea, be like, it's a good idea, just do it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. In character, they're not going in turns, so. Okay. Domino, for your second feature, do you have any ideas for what another magical thing to have in this locale?
I was thinking, have we invented electricity yet?
Electricity does exist, yes.
Oh, wait. I don't know.
No.
Do we have TVs yet? I don't think we do.
Oh no, we don't have that yet. But like, I was thinking
Radios.
sort of like through experimentation. I've sort of had this electrical outlet. There's a few like contraptions, like a little. One is like a little Tesla.
A car?
Not the electric car.
Okay, yeah, so that's presumably that'll be for your forces magic to aid with that.
Yeah.
I imagine Frankenstein can also help with getting that set up.
Yep. And so, like, I'll probably be trying to do more experiments with the like seeing what I can power with this. Maybe I'll do invent the electric car.
So do we say like a lab room then, or?
Yeah, like a lab room. Probably connected to the garage because what if we use electricity to power our cars?
Crazy idea.
Okay.
Why do you need electricity? We got plenty of petrol. Won't run out ever.
So I don't have to pay the petrol station.
Petrol is cheap. It will never go any higher.
Yeah, but
With-
like electricity
see how
is
cheap it
free.
is
I
for
could save
one?
I could save $1.
Electricity is expensive.
Well,
Not that
no,
dirty
I could just.
coal.
Okay, no, I need it for mana, but I can just sit in a spa for a
Not
bit.
renewable.
All it needs is
Wait.
time.
Oh, I hadn't considered. Yeah, because you've got an unlimited source of fire, and so one of the things with the ley lines of forces is that it can be if you have a device, you can attune it to a forces ley line, and it'll actually create unlimited power for free.
Yeah.
Unlimited power!
You do actually have unlimited electricity.
I mean, we just boil water. It is a fire.
We use it for
Just
like
boil.
a kettle.
Use a steam to spin the turbine.
Did you invented a new form of energy? New form of energy, or just boiling water? Boiling water. I do like the Donnie Darko memes. God, that movie's old now. 2001. Okay. Experience. We already know your second room. We've got this vibe.
Yay.
And a rumpus room. Rec room. So you guys can play pool, I guess. Or
As long
snooker.
as we bet on it, it's all good.
Sure.
Jandal. Is there a second space for the Jandal?
Maybe a ritual. Just like a space room where I just draw circles. And like there's like candles and incense. And like maybe like a shelf for books. And basically when I need to like draw a circle for whatever reason, this is a specified room for it.
Okay.
There's like 4 long if I need to do a spell from a grimoire and I need to draw a circle. Or like
Makes
just
sense.
spend all day casting. This is the room.
And you can make sure you're not disturbed, and the symbolism is very controlled in there, so you can make sure you get the right symbols for your magic. Okay. I also imagine it'll be useful for any non-face summonings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna summon anything. I suppose this will be the room. Unless we're using the death, getting a ghost or something.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. If you need to summon ghosts, then the room where you can see ghosts would be useful. Though I suppose you can do that, and like you can summon up the ghost into that room and bind them in the ritual space, and then you go to the drug room, project into the ghost space, and then communicate with them by like because you can just pass through the wall or the door. Okay. Snake Eyes. Do you have a second?
I had an interesting idea, but then I realized it's based on the TV, which I don't think exists. But the idea was kind of like, you'd have like maybe in the rec room you have a TV or something else, and that allows you, if you want to, like view past events, like going into the time aspect that you've experienced, right?
So there are two ways that could be handled. One would be, we just accept that there's an achronistic object, like how Domino has a magic 8-ball. Like they don't exist yet, but he has one.
Okay.
We don't call it that. We call it like a mysterious black ball.
And you have a lot more sided dice than is generally typical.
True.
So we could just accept that it's an anachronism, but that could draw attention. I think an alternative could be a radio that does something similar, where you can hear the past.
It's not as cool. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What other things are visual? I guess the classic crystal ball would be one.
Be a bit too weird to have that in the recreation, especially if we're gonna have non-majors casually come.
Could have tarot cards where their art depicts, like their art changes and moves to show stuff.
Sounds cool. I feel like that would break a lot of people's minds.
Or if they see it, but that's true of the TV as well.
That's true. Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so you've got a pack of tarot cards that you can use to see into the past, and they will actually physically depict that past on them, as if they were screens.
Yeah, keep away from sleepers. I put like a wording, so I tell you guys, because I feel like I'm not responsible enough to carry them around with me, so they're kind of just in the room.
Okay, so that is our sanctum. We've got a few magical things. We've got a few rooms thought up. I feel like that's good for this current time. Everyone feel good with what we've got?
Yeah. My only question is, do I need to do something to make a soul stone?
So if you're making... So it's going to be explicitly your soul stone?
Yeah, I think so. I don't take someone else's.
Okay, so the way it works is that it would have been an extended roll that would have used up one of your mana. It would have been a Gnosis plus Arcanum roll. So for you, probably Fate.
Yep.
So if you want to roll that, feel free.
Okay.
I feel like I'm also doing this with the Vice room, Rec room, Vice vibe, etc.
Are these rooms adjacent to each other? Like, are they near?
I don't care.
Sure.
Done.
Okay, so that's 7 dice.
Soul battle.
I got a success.
So, Mike, this will what arcana are you using for this?
I have no idea. If it relates to my legacy, spirit, which I have 0.
So what it relates to normally is your path.
Yeah, maybe mind then, as vices, things like that.
It doesn't explicitly say, which is odd to me, but it just says Gnosis plus Arcanum.
I feel like if, like, spirit for the legacy, mind for the path, I can't really roll spirit unless I just roll Gnosis.
But yeah, it's not tied to the legacy, so you're fine. So, Danny, you have 1 of 3 successes.
Should I keep going?
Yep.
Do I roll the same thing, or?
Yep. As an extended action, it is the bane of my existence as a game designer.
2 successes.
Okay. Takes you 2 hours to carve out a piece of your soul.
I feel
Sounds
like it
painful.
might take me a little longer.
and you put it in an object of some kind. So, I think the object has to be relatively small.
What does a dramatic failure look like on this?
Oh god.
Just out of curiosity.
Okay, so the object, just to be clear, just firstly, just to be clear on everything. So creating the soul stone itself, that was actually something you would have done before the roll, and it can be in any object that is size 2 or smaller. So, for reference,
size 2?
So in reference on what size 2 is that it's like, the examples are the following: infant, cat, sword, shotgun, skateboard.
Why are they on the same list?
Well, okay.
So Matt could make their weapons their swords into soul stones, but I assume they're going to wait until they have like, okay, I want to do this specific one.
Make an infant into a soul stone.
Also, Matt, theoretically, you can get arcane beats by looking at people's soul stones or examining the process.
Okay. I guess I'll be looking then.
Because you do have it as your souls as an obsession, isn't that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to be looking at the process.
So yeah, creating a soul stone, it takes like a second to do. You put it in an object, carves out a bit of your soul. And doing that carving out is a breaking point for it's an act of hubris.
Yep. My first one, I think.
I
think I'm gonna put it in a horseshoe. You know how they're lucky? You put them up the right way, and I think it's up. That's the right way, right?
No.
Down?
I don't actually
I need to look it up, but the way that it's lucky, I will put that on the wall.
You want it, yeah, because if you put it the wrong way, then all the luck falls out.
Yeah, so up would make sense because then it catches the luck, right? Like with the U shape. If it was like.
But
the
is it
other way
U
around,
for
then...
unlucky?
Okay.
Okay, so. And we know that you are able to successfully now draw out the Arcadian power from this sliver of your soul, and now that gambling den room, that is now a domain.
Cool.
So in this space, it can act as a yantra and empower spells that fit its vibe of fate and time, and any spells that benefit from that fit the vibes, they will get they will be immune to paradox.
Cool.
At least unless a sleeper comes in or the spell leaves the space. But you've basically got you can do at will exceptional luck in that room.
Cool.
Reflexively with no paradox as long as you stay in there.
I'm gonna win all the games, guys. Okay, maybe I won't do it on the game. It's too unfair.
Don't cheat in the gambling room. That's dishonorable.
Only when we really need to win, Then
Danny, can you give me a wisdom roll? So I assume I'll need to say the dice pool?
Yes.
So you are currently, 7
Yes.
wisdom? Okay. Well, this is considered an understanding one. Would this fit into your vice and obsession?
My vice is gamble. My obsession, I didn't write on my sheet.
So according to the Roll20, your current obsessions are experiences awakening and find a pattern in awakenings.
I'm your obsession?
It was, but that's
yeah.
probably going to be replaced
Yeah.
now that you've
experienced it.
Yeah. So, that'll be 3 dice.
Okay.
Don't lose.
I don't remember what happens when you lose or not. To be honest, I haven't done this in
Lose the
ages
dollar.
since Dentist. But Dentist did it all the time, so I really should remember. I got a success.
Okay, you get to keep your wisdom. And you get a beat.
Yay.
It's okay, so that yours goes pretty well. Mike, now you asked what happens on a dramatic failure.
Yeah.
So, by default, when it comes to... So, firstly, what did you make your soul
I
stone?
don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm doing it.
No.
no.
Firstly, before you do this, we need to know what you carved your soul into.
I was thinking an ashtray. That fits, I think.
Okay. Please roll. What is your current wisdom?
6.
Okay, please roll 3 dice.
0 successes.
Okay, so you lose 1 wisdom as you carve out a hole from your soul.
See you later.
You get arcane beats.
Yay.
Then you can either become rampant or megalomaniacal. Do you remember what those do?
Yes. Rampant is magic. Megalomaniacal is I am God.
Correct. And if you choose to do the dramatic failure, then it becomes persistent and doesn't resolve
Oh no.
until you regain a dot of wisdom.
Don't you have
Is
that as your
this-
obsession?
I do have gain wisdom as an obsession. Oh, wait, no. No. I think the roll 20 is out of date for that one. On my
Thought you
sheet,
removed that.
yeah, I have uniqueness and novelty as one of my other obsessions.
Okay,
This is
so-
this is the dramatic failure on the wisdom roll.
Yeah, it's up. Yeah, that would be what dramatic failure on the wisdom roll is. If you just do normal failure, then it's not permanent.
Yeah. Is there any dramatic failure on the actual roll itself of making the soul stone?
Potentially. I'll flick over there.
Because initially I rolled that. I rolled 5 dice and got 0 successes.
So the baseline failure is that you can either quit the attempt altogether or take a condition to continue. If you fail, the attempt fails and every soul stone involved shatters. The soul shards rejoining their respective mages. Each of these mages suffers 1 point of aggravated damage.
That's nothing.
That's not nothing. That's painful.
It's nothing.
You can redo it again. It just means you have to carve another chunk out of your soul.
I don't really want to quit midway. So maybe dramatic failure is not on for that one. I think, you know what, let's do dramatic failure on the wisdom. Let's make it interesting. I feel like
Okay.
Megalomaniacal fits with making the vice room.
Okay, so you will start automatically failing all empathy rolls.
I don't know when
That's
I've ever
great.
made an empathy roll, but yeah, you're right.
And I think the other key thing is your you get the selfish vice and a dominate others obsessions that replaces one of your current.
Oh, I guess novelty can go on the wayside for now.
Okay. So you're currently a bit of a cruel, selfish person,
It was never different.
and you will now get beats whenever you hurt someone important to you.
This is not good for us.
This is great. You don't like beats?
This is persistent, so it does not
Yeah.
go away
Oh no.
Easy.
until they regain a whole dot.
Hmm.
Or someone does some mind magic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I know.
Okay, so, Mike, you said that you didn't want to dramatically fail the magic ashtray spell
Yeah,
ritual.
it's just because I don't really want to quit the attempt.
So that means that you will have to take on a condition.
Load me up.
So I am thinking. So you're not only megalomaniacal, but what you're currently doing is trying to draw out the pandemonic power from this sliver of soul. I'm thinking some sort of psychological, mental condition.
Okay.
Because, as we know, experience has never had one of those. So perhaps, like they become spooked or like shaken. Like there's like a fear effect on them.
Damn.
It's not enough to stop you, but it is like you are tapping into something that is hellish and harrowing.
Alrighty. Spooked. It is.
And then you can continue to roll. You can re-roll your dice pool.
God, I feel like I'm gonna fail this every time.
Oh no.
Just keep getting more conditions,
Oh
more beats.
god.
Alright, what's the next condition?
Someone really should look up what are the chances of rolling 13 dice and getting no successes? Like, that's pretty unlucky.
That's my life.
So yeah, so there's another roll, and another failure. Would you like to stop or to?
No.
Do I see what's happening to the soul?
Oh god.
So
It's
yes.
crumbling, bro.
So you are seeing raw hell stuff pouring out of this soul, out of this ashtray. And you can sort of so your sight is that of Stygia. It is the still, the dead, the changing. It is a state of flux. And I think you're going to see that each soul stone, as he's doing this, he is basically poking and prodding a wound. He has taken something and it's sort of like a ritual scarification of this bit of soul.
Okay.
And perhaps as a result of that, can I give you the scarred condition, Mike?
You
As
can
some
give
of those
me
scars
whatever
becomes
it is.
literal. So magical scars begin to appear over your body.
This is going well.
Oh, did I mention what spooked is? I
Nope.
think I took it for granted that you knew. Okay. So spooked condition in Chronicles of Darkness is one of my it's one of the simplest RPG designs for Chronicles.
Scared.
It is when you do the stupid horror movie thing of like making a bad decision because it's a horror movie, you get a beat.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's like, oh, I'm a bit spooked and I heard a weird noise. I better go investigate.
Oh god.
Alone and not tell anyone.
Yes, exactly.
There is a spooky thing in this house. Let's split up. Search for clues.
Okay,
Nice.
Mike, your third attempt.
Come on,
Alright.
keep it going.
So just to let everyone know, I've run out of space for conditions on my sheet.
It's not good.
So I think I'll likely.
I mean, what are the chances that this time you get all zeros? Like, no successes?
Would you like to spend some willpower?
I mean, probably, but yeah, I'm sure this roll will be fine.
Hey!
They got one success out of 5 dice. Well, actually, one success out of what you've rolled that 5
18.
dice 3 times.
So 15. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
15 dice.
But
I've
then you
got
had
one
the 3
success.
that you also got no successes. But yeah.
Damn.
Oh, for counting the wisdom roll as well.
Yeah, I just found it funny that you got so many in a row, you know?
That's like me.
Just built wrong. Built unlucky.
Okay, so you've got one success out of 3.
It's coming up.
You can do it.
This is your 4th
Yay.
hour of
Yes!
this. Okay. On your 4th hour, you have succeeded in drawing out the pandemonic power from the ashtray.
Oof. That was
I'd
that was
like to
pretty tough.
imagine that if we did it at the same time, like we started at the same time, and then halfway through, like when I'm finished, I come out and it takes you another, like double the time. Oh.
Oh yeah, I just finished it. Oh wow, that took a while.
All the way,
Right.
like, so this has been, and John Dow has seen all this, like, what you were, like, doing to this soul this whole time.
And I felt it.
Does it look like there's like major scars?
The soul it's starting to heal, but it's still remaining, like, bloody and red.
I don't know if you see what I see, but your soul is in bad shape at the moment.
You can't just say that.
I come into the room and say, "Oh, that was pretty easy, wasn't it?"
It's covered in scars.
Oh, okay.
I'm shaking, sweating.
I guess some of us just luckier than others. That's just the way of the world.
I
I
don't
can
even
get you
hear you.
some lucky charms if you want.
I'm fully in the sauce right now.
Okay, and with that, I don't think there were any other domains that were going to be created, and no other soul stones. So I think from there's a few aspirations that we can touch on. So when it comes to just the general passage of time, previously we discussed that the cops are currently a potential problem for you guys. The cops might disrupt your works. They might start looking into you now that they've bitten a chunk out of the Divine Gang, which was previously probably the top dog in Sydney. They got a lot of ego, I guess would be a word for it, and they're going to start aiming at you guys soon. What strategies do you guys have in order to keep the cops off your back or to fight against the cops? What strategy are you guys using?
I look down on them.
Pay them money.
I think we got the
Why?
money.
Why do they deserve the money? Why do they deserve anything?
Well,
Just
no,
probably
no,
easier
no.
than all-out war, you know.
we'll stay one step ahead of them using our contact. We just need to pay them.
Easy? Easy's never best. We need to put them in their place. Permanently.
I don't think going up against
I don't think
all of
you're.
the police is a good idea.
Yeah.
You're all scared.
I don't. Is there
Unlike
any
me,
majors? Wait, is there any majors in the cops?
Interesting question.
We
This is a
don't
very
know.
interesting question.
We don't know. They could be
Um,
all majors as far as. Oh, well, actually, no.
That would be really
They
We
chose
can
the
tell.
wrong side.
We saw like a lot of them not being majors. But we don't know if the higher ups are majors, and we don't want to mess with that.
No one is higher up than me.
Okay.
It'd be like a goal to infiltrate the police and to find out.
I say we should talk to our contacts, see if we can work something out. We just lay low, deal with like non-violent crime, and let the cops handle the other gangs.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
So focusing on things like your drug running and the sly grog.
Yeah.
And gambling. Don't forget
Oh, and
gambling.
gambling. How does that factor into the so you guys have a fighting ring right now? Did you actually have it continue in use as a fighting ring?
We have a fighting ring?
Well, because you took over the Cookboy territory.
Ah, okay.
So is that being used, or does the gang prefer other things?
I suppose.
We'll keep the fighting
Off.
ring. It's
I suppose the profit would be like push it in with the opium.
Oh,
I
I
don't
get. Okay, so you after people get beaten up, it's like, well, you know what can help with feeling less pain after you've been beaten up severely.
No, what kind of fighting ring is this? Like, is it like kind of classy, or is it just like a bit of a brawling thing?
So before it was very brawling. It's where Sunny was from, and it is the birthplace of sorts of our friendly violent spirit.
Uh,
So we have sentimental connection to it.
Wow.
I
It's
suppose
that sort of fighting ring, or at least that's how it was.
We can change it to I don't know if there's a good fighting ring.
It's sort of like illegal gambling, sort of boxing,
Ooh,
sort of.
If it's gambling, I win. Let's do it.
'Cause
Yeah, people do a lot of betting on the fights.
it's
That
like
was one of the
underground.
boys.
Like the more classy style would be like underground boxing, where the gambling there is illegal. That's
Right.
the
Experience. I think we should continue this. John Dow, you're into it too. Let's do it, guys.
Okay.
okay. I suppose I look into the ritual where the knife was situated.
Oh yes, so that's specifically the knife that slivers off a piece of the loser's soul in each of the bouts.
Does that continue?
Well, if the knife was returned, then yes.
I just want to study the ritual.
So would you put it back at least once?
Or
you
that
just-
requires a victim, right?
It
Yeah,
would
why
mean
not?
that someone would lose. Yes.
Okay, you know what? I'm willing to be a test subject. Someone fight me and beat me up.
Ooh, that's very
Hey, Les.
interesting. So presumably, while you're doing this fight, do you have your mage side up?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
take bets who's gonna win.
You know who's gonna. Oh. Okay, so how is your brawl experience?
0.
Because that does seem to be a limiting factor. Admittedly, what is the brawl of John Dow?
Raw is 2.
Okay, so that is a big gap. Someone
Spirit.
who is Oh yes, the spirit. Yeah. Okay, so we can have the spirit boosting you to make it so that you are actually competent at brawling. There is a mock fight of sorts.
Yeah, mock. Mm-hmm.
Snake Eyes is able to rope in some money
Yes.
from people betting. Who did you put the odds on?
I know nothing as myself about gambling, so I
Like,
don't know.
Who were you painting as likely to win when you
Oh,
knew?
of course, I knew someone was the other person who was not the loser was who I said was better, so that I get more money, obviously.
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Just wondering if you were doing that exploiting. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, John Dow. Sorry, I guess Kim right now. But as Kim is getting hit, and when you go down for the final time, you find this situation is actually very similar to what you were seeing with the soul stones, where it is rather than it being a whole chunk, it is more like a sliver, though, like a slice, like someone cutting a ham, just or a cake, where you just get like this very thin slice.
Do I experience a breaking point?
I'm gonna say yes. So this will be. I believe you're in the same range where you had like 5 or 6 or something.
I have 6. Yeah.
Okay, so that is 3 dice. And as this is happening, you feel this sliver, and you can see it depart from you. This colorful energy leaves you and is sucked deep down below. At first, it just looks like a sort of like air force, like an actual suction. But you can see a faint, grasping, ghostly hand is actually grabbing it and pulling it down, presumably into the blade.
I get 1 success.
Okay, you get to keep your wisdom.
Yay. Probably shouldn't drive people insane if they lose too much of that.
So, as something that you also notice, where the sliver was cut off, it looks like it's a wound that could heal over time. So, rather than being like if you cut a chunk out of someone, like an actual chunk, that part of the body, the skin might grow back.
It's like a skin graft, right?
Well, like with a normal, with the soulstone creation, it takes a whole chunk, and that part would just be gone
Oh,
for however long. and it could heal over the skin, but there'd still be like if you cut out a chunk of your arm, that chunk is just gone. In this case, it is close. Yeah, it's a sliver, so it can actually. You could regrow that portion given sufficient care was taken and proper. You don't get the injury infected. Things like that.
Infinite soul hack.
Possible, ethically sourced soul. Possibly.
Infinite soul.
Possibly. I also imagine afterwards you're going to examine the dagger itself.
So we do this little fight, right?
Correct.
I don't imagine in my new cruel state, empowered by an additionally angry spirit of Red Fist, I don't think it would be very friendly from my side.
Oh no.
So you're being especially brutal.
Yeah.
Well, you regained some willpower, and...
What's the damage? Would I lose? Take bashing or
lose everything?
So you would take.
Kill you.
I mean, you're already taking some probably lethal from just the bout. But after this, you guys there will be some time, so you will have fully healed. So I don't really want to get too into the nitty gritty, but it is worth saying that acknowledging the brutality that may be involved in this fight.
Your ass.
And it will give him an arcane beat, I believe. Question, does it go so severe that it's like active hubris level of violence, or is it just uncomfortably brutal?
Would be kind of crazy. Crazy good. Look, megalomaniacal, I kind of need to, I feel like, dominance, and then also very anger, Red Fist, especially because we're doing that to be like, I have no brawl, but I'm still competent.
Yeah, he's currently raised you to 3 dots.
Yeah, admittedly, I don't have much strength. I don't know, there's a lot of ferocity behind it.
So,
what do you think, Matt?
For context on what would be required, just before Matt answers, for context of what would be required to be an active hubris, it's the tier of things like violence that leaves its victim with a long-term injury.
You're trying to break a bone. I guess that's
like break a jaw, break jaw, lose teeth. I feel like it fits, but I don't want to be like, oh yes, without gauging.
Well, I don't know. Do you break a bone? Do you try to snap a leg?
I think he's asking Matt rather than John Dow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. All I'm getting is brutal, but I need to know if they're gonna break a
basically he's trying to gauge the PvP level. Are you comfortable with this?
Oh yeah, I'm comfortable with it.
For example, am I gonna throw wild haymakers and break your jaw?
I'm fine with that. It's gonna be. It will probably be healed, but we have Frankenstein.
Alright,
John Dow isn't okay with it, but I'm
okay. Okay. Please roll your 3 dice, Mike. Oh, sorry, 2 die.
No. Okay.
Because this fits a vice or obsession, so you lose a die.
I got 3 successes on my 2 dice.
Oh. That could have been useful earlier.
Your luck has turned around.
I could have avoided this whole thing if I rolled that earlier.
Okay, so you get to keep your wisdom.
Nice, didn't lose 2 in one session.
That does mean I think just you on your own has gotten a decent amount of arcane beats for the group.
You should thank me. Putting in effort. I need that. I need these spirit dots.
Okay. So yeah, you get pretty injured, and we do need to take you to Frankenstein to make sure that you to fix your bones.
Bones. It was meant to be a friendly duel.
It was friendly. I just...
On the bright side, I also made a fair amount of money.
Yeah, see?
At this event, just a question. So over the time skip, Kenneth, also known as Snake Eyes, has made an acquaintance, has made a connection with another human being.
Say it such in a weird way.
Great wording, yeah.
So yeah, they've do they like come with you to events like this?
Probably. That would make sense, to be honest.
Uh,
So in this case, could you describe this person to the audience and the group who is at this match that you are, I guess, slightly arranging?
Yeah, I would have told her to bet on the other person, so she can have a bit of fun. Anyway, yeah, so I don't think I decided on anything, so it's all ad hoc. So yeah, probably just brown hair, blue eyes, someone who's maybe a bit more beautiful than standard, because Kenneth cares about that sort of thing. But yeah, they kind of met while gambling. And yeah, seeing where it goes from that. I need a name. I do not have a name. Anyone want to take that from me? 'Cause, I'm terrible at going.
No.
What I normally do is I go to the most common names in Australia.
Okay, yeah.
Sheila.
Oh god, please no.
Oh,
I
Sheila.
mean, it's a name, certainly.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Let's go. The problem is I know people with these names, and that's weird.
So yeah, that's the issue. So if I go to like the most common top 100 names of the 1920s in New South Wales, highest is Betty, the Joan, Mary, Dorothy, Joyce. Those are the top 5.
What was the second one? Joan?
Joan.
I don't know any Jones. Let's choose that one.
Okay.
And yeah, their first intro, I'm like, oh yeah, my friends are fighting. This is the person you should bet on. And then they beat the crap out of each other. I'm like, ooh.
It was going to be a friendly bout. So seldom that it was going to be a friendly bout. That was what I was talking about. He knows that I'm going to lose. So like, what's the point of like going so serious about it?
Did Domino come?
I would have counted.
I
Stand around.
Oh, I
I
feel like
suppose.
after I was probably gonna introduce you, but one of you's really beat up and the other one's super angry, so definitely not
I
gonna do
can't
that.
talk with a broken jaw.
Yeah. So probably just, talk to Domino during the fight and introduce him.
Can Frankenstein regrow teeth?
Oh god. You need dentist for that.
Dentist would have been useful for actually non-horrific teeth things. Then again, they might want to put more teeth in there while they're
Probably would have offered.
Give me shark teeth so I'll regrow it next time.
Kind of huge.
So yes, while the match is going, I guess you can introduce Joan to Domino.
Definitely do not say Domino. Andrew.
Is there a personality in mind for Joan?
I was
General broad strokes, I assume.
general broad strokes into gambling, which is probably a negative. They're gonna go into a downward spiral, I'd say.
They're the 1% of gamblers which do not.
You don't introduce her like this, do you?
No.
Why not?
I was asking for as a GM so that I know how to roleplay them in future.
It's really
and
bad
things
if you
like that.
walked up and said that as an introduction.
Probably on a
Hello.
downward spiral. This is my girlfriend. They're on a downward spiral. Things aren't going well. We're gonna go well for them. I'm part of that spiral.
Yeah.
And then I will say I'm not in a position to help. I might know a person that can help you with your gambling problems.
I would say somewhat innocent of the criminal stuff, they're just a gambler. They don't go to this criminal stuff generally.
Well, we'll just
Until I
introduce
introduce them.
co-worker. Yes, hello. I'm a friend and co-worker. Co-worker.
Oh, what's my cover story?
What was your cover story?
I don't know if I ever came up with a cover story, guys. I'm an accountant.
All right.
I work in security.
Aren't you a chemist?
Yeah, I thought you were
No,
a chemist.
but-
Like, that's a
chem-
normal thing.
I don't know what organization this is.
I'm
That we
unemployed.
cover up first. Oh yes, I'm a great scientist.
Yes, I manage the books for that. And these two, well, how do we say the other two that are fighting are in our thing?
They're testing the drugs.
Yeah.
We supply them with painkillers. It's not entirely wrong. You guys do supply experience with painkillers of a sort.
That's true. So yeah, I feel like because Snake Eyes is relatively good at deception, this will probably keep up a while. For like, yeah, they're really doing that. But then after a while, you're gonna be able to see through the cracks and go, maybe they're just lying about this whole thing.
But until then, the charm is there, and
Yeah, and I guess generally just a nice person. Like they're kind of at this because I invited them, but they're not into the violence or anything. Just there for the betting.
so they might they might be a bit taken aback by the brutality, especially with this as their first impression of it.
Yep. It's a great first interaction.
Yeah, rough.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh,
Should have fought better.
so yeah, Joan might once the fight itself is concluded, might be sort of hinting. Okay, that was fun with a bit of trepidation.
Yeah, it didn't really go as where I thought it was gonna go either.
I was spitting out teeth in the background.
You need to get to your knife. See the situation.
You know, they're not usually like that some of the time.
And so you know both of the fighters?
Yeah. That's why I take her off to the side a bit. That's why I told you to bet on, the particular one. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than you'd think for such a skinny guy.
Ah!
But that was the thing. Like, Ernest is pretty like skinny and
yeah.
thin, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's why everyone was like, when I said, "Oh, the other guy's gonna win," they're like, "Yeah, of course."
John Dow, I don't think is like especially like bulky or like especially, but you're athletic, right? Was that like your?
Maybe it's slightly wider. It's 3 strengths. I'm thinking like,
Like
runners-
you're doing blacksmith stuff regularly.
4 stamina. So I'll say runner's build, but arms are a bit chunky due to like hammering wavings.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So she doesn't have the most positive reception. This might be like, that's like, that friend group of yours is like,
You're friends with
might
these
be one that
people?
you might not want to hang out with too much.
It's understandable. They're more, workmates.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, workmates. That's what you call people you live with.
I have my own house.
It's
I'm definitely going to start living in the vice room, by
company
the way.
It's a
You
company
can't just
house.
rest. You don't just rest amongst your vices.
It's experience. What were you expecting?
Okay, I think with that we might end the session. She's gonna probably want to be taken home. John Dow, you can get a look at your knife, and you'll see that you can clearly see like of the soul stuff within. Most of it is just soul, but now there is a sliver of mage soul in there. Like you can see it separate. Well, not separate. You can see it distinctly. And there is at least one other bit of soul that isn't like the others as well. So it seems like there's maybe like 30 normal soul slivers one mage soul sliver, and one other.
Can it be moved with death magic?
Yes.
Okay. I'll leave it like that for now. But
I assume the context behind that question is because it takes more effort for you to remove the soul of
I just
Of
didn't
a
want to stab
mage, or-
myself.
Okay.
I just didn't want to stab myself. I want to like put the sliver back in me or something. So it's good to know that this is like a valid container that I can move things in and out of. Assuming.
Yes. But you can't put your soul stuff directly into it because you can't mess with mage souls yet.
Yeah. I gotta leave my sliver in there.
Well, you can move mage souls. You can't remove them.
Oh yeah, I can't take it out of a person.
Yeah, you can't take it out of a person, but you can still move it around through jars.
Okay. But this is a valid jar, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's good to know.
Okay, so I hope people enjoyed the session. You guys now have a base of operations. Things are going to go pretty worrying with experience, and soon you guys will descend into the underworld.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
What could go wrong?
No different from normal,
Whee!
really.